Okay, so this design I am going to use my little Snowy Hill scraper again. This is one of them that a different soap that I used it on. But basically I'm going to try and create a little slope to the soap. Then I made a, I just lost the piece. Okay, it'll show up somewhere. There's another disc. I don't know what just happened to it. But, like, where did it go? I just had it in my hands. You've got to be kidding me. Anyways, imagine another disc that has the little hat, the red part of the Santa's hat. There is another disc somewhere. So anyways, I've had people ask me to make a Sasquatch disc. And I don't know, like, I think 3 or 4 people. And I've made it and I've sent it to them and they've used it. And I've been meaning to list it on the webpage, but I've never tested it. Like, I just never had time to get around to testing it. So I was thinking, I was like, you know what? The Sasquatch, or Bigfoot, can also become a Yeti, the abominable snowman. So I decided to make a Christmas soap, and someone had asked, they were taking their Bigfoot and they were going to make a Christmas scene with him. So they wanted me to make that tiny little Santa's hat. And I said, sure. So I had made it for them, but it hadn't been tested. So I wanted to test all of it and get it listed. So I'm going to have a Yeti wearing a Santa's hat. I want to kind of create a scene of snow, have him walking through the snow. And then I also made a tree, so it'll be like he's hopefully walking through a forest. That's the goal. Fingers crossed that everything goes smoothly and as planned. I'm going to try and create a little bit of a gradient from white, just a tad, really, 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 really light gray, just to give a little bit of distinction against his white feet in the snow so it doesn't get lost. And I'm hoping that that will work. It's also going to create more work for me, but I really wanted to snow. Like, I thought about just doing the ground, him walking on the ground, and I just don't want to. So this is what I'm going to do. So stay tuned. I'm going to go finish prepping the soap, and then I will start pouring. Might have noticed when I poured the first loaf, I forgot that there was space between his legs. And can you see? I tried to pick him up. I did, and he was not coming out. So there are some gaps here and there. I think the centered ones are going to be the worst. The end ones are a little bit better. Oh look, see? When I did the second batch, I'm glad I added that little bit of gray. I think it makes a difference. Oh, that one's much more. The second batch, or the second loaf, I poured blue between his legs before I embedded him. That's so frustrating. Things you know better and you still forget. I think the Yeti is super cute. I love the little Christmas hat. It cracks me up. I'm just annoyed at the holes. And like I said, I realized it right after I placed him and I was like, oh no, and I tried to take him out and it wasn't happening. Yeah, that was a brain dead moment, shall we call it. Still cute, but here, I'll show you the other batch. So let me get these all off, and then I'll cut the other one and show you that one, which should be better. And the second loaf, which was much more successful, is for his hands. But the feet, I can't win. I seriously can't win. Are you kidding me? What I needed to do was open his arms a little bit more. But still, I'm like, I tapped down that mold, trying to get all the air bubbles, to get all that space filled. I don't know what happened here. It's like it just flattened out and it's okay. It just lost its curve up. Ay. It's got a little there. So the bright side is that I'm going to do another batch of these. Like, I extruded 4 lengths so I could do 20 pounds. So I've learned a lot on this first batch, these 2 loaves. I know what not to do. I also wish I had pushed him down a little bit more like I did in the first batch. I think with the gray, like I said, there was a difference in tone that I could have got away with it, but